The morning sun glinted off Lake Serenity, casting a golden haze over cabin number 5, a honey-logged haven nestled on the shore. Sophie Carter, 28, sat on the wraparound porch, cradling a mug that read, "Lake life is the best life," a gift from her Uncle Henry. She'd saved for years to buy this cabin from him when he retired to Nevada, and on her 14th day as its legal owner, the world felt perfect. The mountains loomed in the distance, mist curling off the water, and Sophie sent me a photo that morning, capturing the serenity she'd dreamed of. But perfection was about to shatter. At 10:47 a.m., her phone buzzed with an unknown number. "Sophie Carter, this is Vivian Caldwell, HOA president." A voice snapped, sharp as broken glass. "You have 15 minutes to vacate the premises before the police arrive." Sophie, stunned, thought it was a prank. "This is my home. I have the deed," she protested. Vivian's tone turned icy. "No, Miss Carter. Henry Carter promised this cabin to the HOA. You're trespassing." Sophie tried to explain she had every legal document, notarized and filed, but Vivian cut her off. 15 minutes. The line went dead. By 11:05, 2 police cruisers rolled up, lights flashing silently, ominous in their quiet. Sophie's hands shook as she grabbed her folder. Deed, closing papers, bank transfers, insurance. 2 officers stepped out, an older, weathered man named Officer Daniels and a younger, eager rookie. Behind them, Vivian emerged from a sleek black SUV, her neon green suit screaming authority, her hair sprayed into an unyielding 80s helmet. She clutched a manila folder like a weapon. "Officers, this woman is squatting on HOA property," she declared, thrusting her papers forward. Sophie held up her deed, voice trembling but firm. "This is my cabin. I bought it from my uncle. Everything's legal." Officer Daniels studied her documents, his eyes scanning every line, while Vivian tapped her foot, radiating triumph. He radioed dispatch. "Check property records for 45, Lakeside Drive, Cabin 5. The static-filled wait felt eternal. Vivian seized the moment, her voice dripping with venom. "Henry promised me this cabin for community use. She manipulated a dying man." The radio crackled. "Records show Sophie Carter as legal owner. Purchased October 15th from Henry Carter. No disputes." Daniels handed back the deed with a faint smile. "Miss Carter owns this property, Mrs. Caldwell. No trespassing here." Vivian's face twisted, green suit clashing with her purple rage. "Impossible. Henry and I had a deal." Sophie, finding her strength, shot back. "My uncle never mentioned you. You're not in any of his emails." Daniel's tone hardened. "Filing false reports is a crime, ma'am." Vivian's composure cracked. "You think you've won?" she hissed at Sophie. "I've run this HOA for 3 years. I know every rule, every loophole. You'll regret this." The next morning, Sophie woke to hammering that shook the cabin. Outside, workers were erecting a massive sign. "Private HOA property, residents only," blocking the lake path her family had used for decades. Vivian appeared, flanked by 2 workers who avoided Sophie's gaze. "This path is HOA property," she sneered, shoving a stack of papers at Sophie. 67 violations, $50,000 in fines, for absurdities like non-regulation curtain visibility and excessive breathing after 10 p.m. Sophie called me, her voice breaking. "Uncle James, they're fining me $50,000 for breathing. This can't be legal." My blood boiled as I read the list over video call. "She's making this up, Sophie. Don't let her win." Vivian's attacks escalated. An HOA truck blocked Sophie's driveway, trapping her car. A notice threatened to cut her water and power. 5 inspectors, Vivian's friends in matching polos, demanded entry to her home. Sophie, recording on her phone, stood firm. "You need a court order." Vivian's smile was chilling. "The HOA can make life very difficult, Miss Carter. You haven't seen anything yet." That night, Sophie's security camera caught Vivian's SUV near her overturned trash cans, garbage strewn across her lawn. On day 3, Vivian called an emergency HOA meeting, time to exclude working residents. Sophie arrived late. Someone had tampered with her tires. The room buzzed with 50 homeowners, most looking scared. Vivian's projector displayed Sophie's cabin like a crime scene, with photos twisted to look sinister. A garden hose labeled improper equipment, a bird feeder called an unauthorized wildlife device. Vivian ranted, "She's a squatter who tricked a dying man." But then, Clara, an 82-year-old resident, stood, gripping her walker. "Vivian, stop lying," she said, voice steady. "I heard you last week. You've been planning this since Henry got sick. You said you'd get that cabin no matter what." The room fell silent. Vivian stammered, "Clara, you're confused." Clara pressed on. "You've bullied us for years. Find Sarah $5,000 for tomatoes. Threatened Bob with liens for walking his dog. We're terrified of you." Whispers grew as residents realized they weren't alone. A man stood. "She fined me $40,000 for a 1950s deck. I sold my cabin for pennies." Another woman added, "She called my mother's roses a biohazard." Vivian's mask slipped. "Fine. Yes, I planned this. That cabin is the lake's crown jewel. It deserves better than some 28-year-old who'll ruin it." Sophie held up her phone. "Did everyone hear that?" She admitted it. The room erupted in fury. "I called my friend, attorney Nathan Brooks, a former prosecutor turned property lawyer. He arrived the next day, surveying the chaos. The illegal sign, tire marks on Sophie's lawn, overturned trash. 'This is harassment, fraud, maybe racketeering,' he said, photographing everything." Sophie showed him the violation notices, photos of Vivian's binocular surveillance, and strange offers from Serenity Estates LLC to buy the cabin below market value. Nathan's eyes narrowed. This company's CEO is Vivian Caldwell. She's been targeting all 5 lakefront cabins for a resort development. Nathan uncovered a chilling pattern. Vivian's company had bought 2 cabins after owners faced massive fines. Satellite images showed the 5 cabins formed a crescent prime for a $50 million resort. Vivian had also created a fake 99-year lease on the lake path, signing it as both HOA president and Serenity Estate CEO. "This is a federal crime," Nathan said. Clara brought more evidence. Photos proving Vivian lived 15 miles away in Riverton, not the HOA, invalidating her presidency. Financial records showed $300,000 missing from HOA funds, funneled to Vivian's company. That night, Sophie's cameras caught Vivian creeping around her cabin, peering into windows, even staring into Sophie's bedroom for 5 minutes. A certified letter arrived the next day, reeking of desperation. "Accept $150,000 or face legal action. The HOA knows judges, clerks, everyone. You'll lose everything." Nathan laughed. "She just gave us extortion evidence." Clara called with urgent news. Vivian was at the courthouse with her boyfriend, a clerk named Todd, filing a fraudulent lien against Sophie's property. Nathan's courthouse contacts confirmed it. "She's desperate," he said. Desperate people slip up. The final HOA meeting was electric. 73 homeowners packed the community center, with 3 reporters filming. Officer Daniels attended off-duty, eyeing Vivian. She strutted in, her green suit blinding, flanked by her nephew, Ryan, posing as her lawyer. Nathan connected his laptop to the projector. "A special meeting to discuss your leadership, Mrs. Caldwell," he said. Clara stood. "I called this meeting, per the bylaws you love quoting." Vivian's face darkened. Nathan's slides were devastating. Photos proved Vivian's Riverton commute. The empty cabin she claimed as her address was a weed-choked ruin. "If she doesn't live here, she can't be president," Nathan said. Every fine, every rule invalid. Bank records showed $300,000 stolen via fake invoices. Emails revealed her resort plan to demolish all 5 cabins. Vivian's recorded confession played. "I deserve that cabin." Infrared footage showed her stalking Sophie's property. The crowd roared as residents shared stories. $5,000 for roses, $3,000 for a doormat, threats over a dog's bark. Vivian exploded. "You're all fools. I brought order. That cabin's wasted on her." Sophie stood calm. "You tried to steal it because my uncle said no." Clara called a vote to remove Vivian. 73 hands shot up, including Ryan's, before Vivian slapped it down. "I'll sue you all," she shrieked. Daniel stepped forward. "Threats are a crime, ma'am." Nathan added, "The FBI will love your mail fraud." Vivian collapsed, sobbing, her green suit crumpled. 2 months later, in federal court, Vivian was unrecognizably no green suit, just gray, her roots showing. Prosecutor Laura Bennett presented an airtight case. mail fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy, 47 counts of harassment. Sophie testified about Vivian's police stunt. Clara's words hit hardest. I was afraid to plant flowers. Vivian's defense claiming she was a passionate volunteer crumbled. She ranted on the stand. I was making hard choices they were too weak for. The judge's verdict was scathing. A calculated abuse of power. Vivian got 5 years, $500,000 in restitution, and a lifetime HOA ban. 6 months later, cabin number 5 glowed turquoise, with a vegetable garden and a new deck. Clara led the HOA with a motto: help, don't hurt. A community barbecue on the Freed Lake path was pure joy. Sophie launched a newsletter, Serenity Post, with a Know Your Rights section. Then Ryan called from Florida. Vivian, released early, had started a fake HOA in Orlando, fining people for too many flamingos. Arrested again, she faced 20 years. We laughed until we cried. Sophie stood on her dock, watching moonlight ripple on the lake. A new neighbor asked about the path. It's free for everyone, Sophie said. No green suits, right? They laughed, and Lake Serenity thrived free, happy, and blooming with whatever flowers anyone damn well pleased. Comment where you're from and what you'd plant in your non-regulation garden.